Situating collaborative learning, the evolution and impact of collaborative tools as a means of interactive communication in today's society. If the impact of any technology is the change of scale or pace or pattern that it introduces into human affairs, then change is an agent of technology. As new technologies come to be integrated into daily life, we are fundamentally altered by them. Watch this clip of Marshall McLuhan explaining this phenomenon with respect to the impact that the media has had on our society and culture.
All media are extensions of some human faculty, mental or physical. The wheel is an extension of the foot. The book is an extension of the eye. Clothing is an extension of the skin. Electric circuitry is an extension of the central nervous system. The extension of any one sense displaces the other senses and alters the way we think, the way we see the world and ourselves. When these changes are made, men change.
And the effect of the electric revolution is to create once more an involvement that is total, that we're living in an information age. When you live in an information age, culture becomes big business, education becomes big business, and the cultural explosion or the information explosion becomes itself culture.
The written word changed our human culture. It displaced the need to pass history on orally through stories. When this was the case, we had to connect to one another in the same time and space. With the arrival of the written word, humans didn't need to be in the same place and time to collaborate. People could record information to be read at a later time or a different place. Inventions like the printing press and the typewriter made this possible. With print technology, information is transmitted in one direction. This was ideal during the Industrial Revolution, where school needed to produce people who could follow directions. But we're in an information revolution. Some experts in the field of education, called constructivists, purport that learning is social by nature, advocating that collaboration is essential to knowledge building. In this next video, you can see how the field of education is changing and how the technology that you, the students, are interacting with and accessing are integral to this transformation.
The issue for me has been around, and I think for so long, we've been used to a curriculum construct that's come out of an industrial age, and it was focused on information, who controlled the information, and then transmission of that information. For the last 100 years, we've used the industrial narrative. Schools are like factories. It's an administrative process. It's about control and order.
Kids are very rich content developers today through their social networking sites. They're big communicators through email, instant messaging, and text messaging.
It's about relationship. It's about community. It's about connectivity. It's about access.
It's not pressured. It's a space where people can, it's all the artworks, they can reflect and retract and research and repeat. You know, it's a very gentle, I tell you what, it's a great world for learning.
So the coin of the realm is not memorizing the facts that they're going to need to know for the rest of their lives. The coin of the realm will be, do you know how to find information? Do you know how to validate it? Do you know how to synthesize it? Do you know how to leverage it? Do you know how to communicate it? Do you know how to collaborate with it? Do you know how to problem solve with it? That's the new 21st century set of literacies. And it looks a lot different than the model that most of us were raised under.
In this module, we're going to embrace McLuhan's philosophy that technology is radical, transformative, revolutionary. By 1990, there was no texting. Cell phones looked like this. CDs were a new technology, and MP3s and iPods were not even a blip in history. The World Wide Web was still 2 years away. The concept that a handheld technology could send voice and text messages across the globe in seconds, play music, predict the weather, give directions, and interface with the networks of information was the stuff of pure science fiction. With a myriad of digital tools literally at our fingertips, how we interact with the world has changed. We are no longer bound by time or space. We can access information from all corners of the globe whenever we want. We've become the term that McLuhan coined more than 50 years ago. We've become the global village that he envisioned. Watch this video. Does this sound familiar?
The global village is a world in which you don't necessarily have harmony. You have extreme concern with everybody else's business and much involvement in everybody else's life. It's a sort of Ann Landers column writ large. And it doesn't necessarily mean harmony, peace, and quiet, but it does mean huge involvement in everybody else's affairs. And so the global village is as big as the planet.
So what? Some experts, like Mark Prensky, believe that technology hasn't just changed how we interact, it's changed how we think. According to George Simons, technology has reorganized how we live, how we communicate, and how we learn. Even our internet technology has undergone a transformation from passive observer to an interactive network. Students born after 1980 are digital natives, plugged in since birth. Prensky believes that the digital native brain, your brain, is hardwired for technology. You've been bombarded with a wide range of tools that are forever upgrading into the newest, most efficient permutations for communication. How do you mediate your lives? In this module, you'll learn how to integrate social networking tools to improve academic collaboration. Some tools will be familiar to you. Others will be new discoveries. By the end of the module, you will have a better idea of how to select an appropriate tool or tools for a particular situation. These tools will enable you to collaborate with others to create a presentation together in response to technology and change.